How's it going, everybody? Triple Threat Gaming here with the Suplex and D-Beat Hour podcast. With your host, I'm Edward Munoz, and with my buddy here, James Tyler. We're talking about the WWE show Survivor Series today happened, and we'll also be discussing our show up in Hemet with our band Toxic Wizard, who you may or may not have heard of. And yeah, James, what's going on?
Not much. So basically, this is our maiden voyage podcast. We're starting off with Survivor Series. We were planning on doing this for Wrestle Kingdom, around the beginning of the year, but it's screw it, let's just get it along with anyway. So basically, we'll be talking about with our review of Survivor Series, total smarks style, basically the same vein of Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer. We got our own star ratings and whatnot. You'll hear us debate and bicker, and then basically we'll talk about our adventures shows of playing with our crust band Toxic Wizard and
because
whatnot.
we found out that underground punk and metal people really seem to like wrestling. Almost every show that we've last couple shows we played a show in Chico. There was a homie with a Bullet Club t-shirt. I went to a Disney fan convention, several people with Bullet Club t-shirts, and we were in Hemet. No one had Bullet Club t-shirts, but let's just say we've two-sweeted people from north to the south.
Hey, it's a hot topic deal, bro, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, it's everywhere. Obviously, dude, Bullet Club's the ultimate freaking wrestling frat bros, alright?
It really is.
And if you did watch Survivor Series, obviously there was an ultimate too sweet moment, but we will get to that later on.
There was a too sweet, Jesus. So I guess we better start with Survivor Series pre-show.
Wait, do you want to start with Survivor Series? I would just say we rock paper scissors to figure out.
Yeah,
what
sure.
goes.
Hold on, let's rock paper scissors. Shit. Okay.
Right.
If I win the E, you win the Hemet. Okay.
Right.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
2 out of 3.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Ha! Suck it.
Okay, we're talking Hemet.
Alright, don't worry, it'll be quick. So
Put my
basically,
notes
we
away.
jammed Hemet this past weekend on Saturday, November 18th and whatnot. Just basically, it was most likely our last show of the year and whatnot. Basically, yeah, I'd say it's a solid show. Just the usual trip, just cruising down. Basically, we went to the Bandits and Camarillo, told 6 spot barbecue.
Great restaurant, and I may or may not have misplaced my debit card at some point between Camarillo and Hemet.
Yep, that's a mystery right there.
That is a mystery.
You know what's the real shocker? We didn't really bump much heavy music.
We didn't, dude. On the way home,
oh God, all the way home.
On the way home, you were for 5 straight hours. It was Eurobeat and Cascade.
Oh, not even Eurobeat. I just put on my Zombies mix. My Zombies mix is on Spotify, which you can look. You can type in my profile, James Tyler, and you can listen to that Zombies mix. Literally. When I play Nazi zombies with the bros and whatnot, just basically it's just a great mix. Some people like to play some hard music to try
fast double bass pedal guitar solos.
You know what, dude? I just play electronic music. It has
that
the
shit
old
goes
school,
good.
Dude, it's the old school 8-bit feel. Makes you want to freaking murder.
I was telling you about that game I have, Killing Floor 2. I didn't tell you this a couple weeks ago. I'm I wonder. I bumped some Code Orange kids and Youth Code. Dude, shit syncs up perfect.
Oh yeah, dude, totally.
It's great.
Dude, totally. So yeah, basically with our Hemet show, it was
really quick. I give a shout out to Bandits and Camarillo. Delicious ass barbecue. It's amazing.
All right, and then shout out to Hemet DIY for helping us with the show and whatnot too.
Yeah, what was that dude's name? Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff the promoter. Hef.
My name's Jeff.
My name is Hef. Yeah, dude, he's a total mark like us, too.
Mark.
Yeah, dude, we were able to chill and mark out. Other than that, with our set, dude, it was pretty solid. First, we were having some issues with my freaking, mask mic
It was freaking cold, too.
Oh, it was cold, too. No, it's just because the freaking, PA system, they had the signal on blast and whatnot. So it was a little awkward at first, but that got situated and whatnot. For us, yeah, it was a solid set. Basically, those Hemet kids got rowdy too.
Oh, dude, they were kicking. It was in some dude's backyard, and man, they were kicking up dust.
SoCal Pods.
I remember on the way home several times I blew my nose, and it's like I told you when we went to Not Fest meets Ozfest last year. Just complete dust in my esophagus.
No, yeah,
not as bad.
Oh no, I got the worst because I remember
died.
Because I went to go rage with Waste.
Yeah,
bro. It's the waste.
It's the waste.
He doesn't want to rage. But no, after that, dude, I went to the freaking bathroom and I was just freaking coughing up a freaking storm.
Did you cough up like any actual dust?
Oh no, dude, I went to go freaking shoot snot rockets and whatnot, and they were just straight black. Yeah, no, dude, that was brutal. But no, dude, those Hemet kids totally rage. We might have played a little longer set than I would like to, but 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 no, it was solid too. No, it was a little weird because freaking Dylan, our guitar player.
Oh, Dylan.
Because if you go check out Toxic Wizard on Bandcamp, we like to do kind of like in a Bad Brains vein and whatnot too. We like to play fast, the fast straight up crust style punk and whatnot too. But every now and then we like to do some songs that kind of break it up.
Oh yeah.
So we got some noise rock and.
We have an 11-minute epic dedicated to the loving memory of Okada and Kenny Omega.
Yep. Best, I know.
We have
the best wrestling feud of 2017 in New Japan.
Yeah.
I know. Broke Dave Meltzer. That's how it's done.
It broke Uncle Dave in half, bro. Yeah, the show was going okay. There was 2 more bands after us. One of them was called Skullcrack. They had just finished up.
Oh, and, Skullcrack.
Yeah, they were good.
And then sorry for interrupting, but I was because other than that, the first 4 bands were all the local bands and whatnot, and all the kids came out for those guys too. But other than that, us, Skullcrack, and TBT, we were the only bands with merch too,
and the ones that traveled the most. Yeah.
Okay, we traveled the farthest.
We traveled the farthest, but yeah,
I don't know. We got the most prime spot.
There was so much local band incest going on there. The drummer for one of the bands was the guitar player, and the other one just stuff like that. He looked a lot like one of our friends named Clint.
Oh yeah, I know. And Ginger Clint.
I know. The show was going okay, and Skullcrack got to play, which was cool. The show got shut down though
by the cops though.
Yeah, because
so the last band DVT. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good.
Basically, they weren't able to jam one too. Which DVT is a weird one too because when they used to be called, because I saw them a year or 2 ago.
They were Devastation, right?
Yeah, they're called Devastation, but they rechanged their name to Dark Visions of Terror too. I think they dumped their friggin' street punk singer and whatnot too. You don't understand. This guy was street punk.
Yeah,
when he played live, he did the Liberty Spikes and everything too.
He made the guy from Rotting Out look like a poser.
Dude, well, okay. That's going full hardcore. Yeah, I mean, this guy needed a dental plan, dude. I swear. You try to.
So did Robbie Rotten.
I don't know. For reals though. Nah, dude. I wish that sucks for that band. We've been shut down by cops before too. It really sucks.
Well, the dumb kid that owned the house. Apparently, he and his buddy. There was a church or whatever just down the block, and according to one of the dudes, I think it was one of the dudes from Skullcrack. They heard that the kid and his friends were just messing with the church and just making a hard time for some of the residents and stuff. Because the way he explained it to us was where we were at East Side, there's not as many cops. It looks pretty ghetto, but everyone minds their own business, so no one was caring. But they messed with the church, and he was pissing off the cops. So I straight up heard him. I don't know if I told you this, but I heard the cop be like, "I'm this close to arresting you if you don't shut this down." He's like, "Fine, whatever." But yeah, the kid.
Oh, dude, and that kid was young too. He wasn't even 20. So, dude, I bet
there was so much underage partying.
Oh yeah, no, I bet those kids were shitting bricks. But nah, dude, that cop just wanted that party to disperse and just move on with his night.
I actually was unable to offer him a T-shirt like I wanted. Like when we played a show in Santa Maria, the cops shut us down there, and I was able to walk up to one of the cops, and be like, "Hey, can I offer you guys a T-shirt?" And the guy looked to his partner and he was like, "We got to pay for it." And I said, do you want a T-shirt? And I guess they thought I was kidding. They're like, "Move away, kid." I'm like, whatever.
Oh well.
Cops have no sense of humor in California.
Yeah, no, dude. That crowd was right. All about that napalm chick. There was
this crust punk cougar in a napalm death shirt.
Crust punk cougar.
I thought for sure she could have been James's wife. She looked a little like Marilyn Manson in the face, especially with the nose. But yeah, no, and she was full on skanking, not hardcore dancing. She was skanking.
That's the one thing with our set. I feel like we got some good
and oh my god, yeah, there were so many people.
Yeah, no, first time we got some kids freaking hardcore dancing or stuff too.
Yeah, usually people mosh or whatever, but.
Oh no, dude! I feel like we might have had a lot more of the hard hitting pit or whatnot.
Well, dude, no one does zeros and ones like us, bro.
Dude, chugs for days.
Chugs for days.
Kudos for Dylan and his mistiming chugs.
And then we would have made it home at a reasonable hour, but somebody we have a very good friend of ours who plays music too, but it's the complete literal opposite of the music we make. And he's like, "Bro, let's go say hi to him." And he's like, "Okay, we were gonna hit up this amazing restaurant named Fat Sal's. If you're ever in Los Angeles, look it up. It's great. It's like right behind the Sunset Strip.
Right off.
Get the buffalo. You'll know it's the Fat Buffalo. Trust me.
Yeah, I know.
It's like everyone's favorite. But it was a little crowded. So they were like, "Okay, let's park over here at this Rite Aid that doesn't care if you park there, even though there are tow signs all over the place." Our buddy, his name's Jake. He's like Jake Bonesteel at JakeBonesteelMusic.com.
JakeBonesteelMusic.com. Just look up the band Bonesteel on Facebook.
He said, "Okay, a couple blocks away, there's this restaurant that's named Kitchen 24. It's a 24-hour kitchen. It's like Denny's, but not shitty, which pissed me off because I love Denny's. And so we're walking. We walk straight for like 7 blocks or whatever.
Okay. No,
it was like
4.
5. It was 5.
4.
Whatever.
Yeah,
and
these are city blocks, though. It's a different size.
And I'm big, and I was tired. And one of our buddies is injured and tired too. But James and Jake are like, they're in shape. Are you going to tell me he's not probably injured right now somehow?
What? Dog, he's just being crippled. He was walking fine. And our guitar player, Dylan.
But yeah, what Jake meant, he didn't mean a couple blocks. He meant a couple city blocks. So then we get to Kitchen 24, and it's a little crowd, and they're like, you guys want to just go back to Fat Sal's? I'm like, oh, you motherfucker. So we walk all the way back to Fat Sal's, but the food was so great that I didn't even care. And I couldn't get too mad at them because James covered my dinner because, again, lost my debit card. So, I just kind of found myself being quiet a bit.
Yep. Hey, no, Fat Cell was chilling, and we drove on through the night. Yeah, you guys crashed out, and I
thought at one point you were gonna wake us up and be like, okay, we need to switch. But again, the power of electronic music
at 400 milligrams of caffeine.
Oh Jesus! How are you even here right now, bro?
Oh no, I kind of drank that today too. Oh well. Hey, I need to be aware. This is the first time I actually had to pay attention to their pay-per-view and not crash out.
That's true. Normally, you find yourself going to sleep to WP. I mean, to be fair, you crash out to New Japan too. You go to sleep to New Japan. They're kind of like remember when you're kids and your parents read you bedtime stories. They're kind of like visual bedtime stories, but wrestling.
Oh no, I've tried to stay myself up for some great New Japan matches. I've tried, but sometimes it just crashes.
Too bad there's no great New Japan matches. Okay, so let's talk about...
Look at this guy. I just want to say one quick tale. At our Hammett show and whatnot, when we did our noise song, freaking guitar player, I don't know what he did.
Oh my god.
Like, during the noise song, he takes a drumstick and he just slides it up and down the guitar. Yes. Kind of like a violin, but shitty.
But crusty.
Exactly.
So shitty.
But then, like, a couple songs later, I look over... and his strings, like, detached from the bridge.
He detuned himself somehow.
Some weird way. It was weird. I literally stopped. We had to literally stop, like, after a song. I, like, moved the string, and I told him to, like, do it quick, too. It was ridiculous.
It was pretty redonk.
Don't worry. You'll hear more tales of the one named Dylan and Elwell.
Oh, dude, Dylan. Honestly, we could have a whole podcast just talking about him, and then he'll hear that podcast, and...
you think he's going to listen to the podcast?
That's true.
Oh, well. Okay. Oh, any more?
I'm trying to think of something else that happened in Hammett.
Because it was a smooth show.
There were a lot of annoying high people there.
Oh, dude, that bro. Dude, that guy was
okay.
Gold.
So I keep forgetting his name. I think his name was Mike or Chris or something.
Oh, dude, bro, I can't remember his name.
I just remember This is how inebriated the dude was.
Inebriated.
Yeah, so check this out. First time he comes up to us, he's like, "Hey man, you guys come on yet?" And we're like, "Nah, dude, we're just setting up our stuff. We were unloading the van." And he's like, "Oh, dude, I'm freaking excited. What's your name?" We're like, "Toxic Wizard." There's a slight pause. Extends his hand. Dude, that's sick. You guys keep this alive and wait for it. What do you guys do? Me and James stand next to each other, so I'm like, remember, I'm bass. He's like, James, drums. And he's like, so he scampers off into the night.
Dude, I know. It was like, go bother us. It was
20 minutes later, we're on the side of the house with our stuff.
Because we're watching our stuff, too.
Yeah, because
some kid got his, got stuff jacked from his
backpack. Yeah.
Yeah, believe me. It's one of those shows where, like, you gotta at least hang around your gear. I'm sure those kids had some respect, but still.
So we're on the side of the house, right? And the son of a gun comes up to us again, and he's like, "Hey man, you guys go on yet?" And we're like, "No, not yet."
After this band,
yeah. He's like, "Okay, what do you guys play again?" And we're like, bass, drums, Dylan's there, so he's like, guitar's like, "Well, yeah, man, I can't wait. I'll hype you up, man. I'm your hype man."
No, even after it, too, he was stoked. Hey, at least that guy was stoked.
Yeah. And then after the set was funny, because he's like, "Dude, you guys murdered it." And James was like, "Oh, thank you." They shake hands. And keep in mind, James is the drummer. He's been drumming. He's still behind the kick because he's tearing it apart. As the dude shakes James's hands, I notice he goes, "Yeah, you're awesome, man. Drums, right?" And I'm just thinking, oh my god.
No, the best is like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna continue moshing for the rest of the night. When I wake up tomorrow, I hope my arms are purple."
Oh, I want him to be so sore.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Dude, I heard him just talking about his drug use to some Cholita chick, which I guess was his way of impressing. He's like, "Oh, dude, yeah, I've done cocaine at least once a day, so I'm just like, yeah, I've done it all on the side." And he's talking to her and this kid with this Avenged Sevenfold T-shirt, and I'm like, do kids still think drugs are cool?
I don't know, but that guy loves the drugs.
He loves the drugs, and the drugs love him.
So yeah, basically, shout out to Skullcrack. Basically, if you love your quick, like,
hit us up for a show.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, basically. All right. So basically, around this time, Edward will like have a definitely in the link in the description of what time and where we start talking about wrestling. If you just want to hear about that.
Yeah, I was actually gonna do that.
Exactly.
Okay,
Maiden Voyage.
WWE Survivor Series. Funny story. I actually didn't tune in until halfway through the pre-show.
Yeah, no, pre-show though.
A quarter way through the pre-show because it was a 2-hour pre-show this time.
Yeah.
2-hour pre-show.
Yeah, I know.
So
as much as I love Renee, believe me, them talking nonsense is like, bro, you're literally trying to be like a little sports thing.
Oh, dude,
like,
Renee Young.
wrestling.
Renee Young is a very nice person to have doing interviews and have on camera. She's very nice to have on camera.
For some reason tonight, her hair looked like helmet hair. Like literally, it's like
it kind of
her
did.
hair looked like Darth Vader's helmet in a sense.
My name is Renee Helmet, but no. So I turned it on when I picked up my buddy Thomas to watch the show with us, and right as I turn on the WWE Network, who do I see on screen but my boy, the homie Elias Sampson?
Yeah.
He's singing a guitar for everyone in Houston, Texas. And I got a couple notes of the match right here. And to break it down, the song was amazing, he said incredibly sarcastically. He had more time to sing than he probably should have, but they probably wanted to kill a bit of time.
Oh god, they had to kill 2 hours of nonsense.
His opponent was Matt Hardy, and Hardy got a huge pop because it's freaking Hardy.
Yeah, it's Matt Hardy, come on.
He looked a little...
He's a legacy act now.
You know, you were mentioning how during the main event match I wasn't noticing how Kurt Angle was looking old. Matt Hardy was showing his age just a little bit
at least
during this match.
I know how Matt Hardy wrestles, though. He's a little bit more...
True.
Yeah.
It's true. His wrestling style's always been what it was. Now he's just got a bit of a dad belly.
Yeah, he's a little old, but...
Yeah.
It's no different when he was broken in, like, TNA, like, a couple of years ago.
There were a whole bunch of headlocks. It was a little back and forth for the beginning. Then there was a commercial. I'll never understand why they have commercials during their pre-shows for their commercials on their paid service. It's like how for Hulu, you can buy Hulu, but you can never buy a version of Hulu where there's absolutely no ads. Even if you buy
Actually, no, there is.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it's like $14 a month.
Oh, is that the Premier Holy Shit package with, like,
Yep.
HBO and stuff?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Then they come back, and here's the weird thing. Maybe this was kayfabe, but Elias threw Hardy out of the ring, and he looked like he clipped his shoulder here pretty bad. Now, the left leg and shoulder is usually the one that they work on. That's just how WWE does it. I think that's just how wrestling does it. And and he was clutching it pretty hard. He wasn't good at moving it too much. That could have just been him selling, but it looked pretty legit. From the rest of the match, Elias just completely dominated, and he won by pinning Hardy clean in the middle. It wasn't... Oh, and there was this really weird move that looked like it hurt. Have you seen this move where it's like a reverse tombstone where they pick them up like this and then they drop them down like their shoulder onto their knee?
Yes, I think I understand.
Yeah.
I didn't watch this match. Just telling you.
No, yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know the name of the wrestling move, but he used that move on him. Then he did something else and then pinned him in the middle. Yeah. I'm not even gonna rate it just because realistically it wasn't much of anything, but.
We shall say 1.5 stars.
1.5 stars, yeah. There was nothing under 1 star in the show, that's for sure.
I'll give it that. Yes, I will give it that.
And then
what's next?
You popped up for this. You got here right when this started.
So yeah, I was a little tardy, but I showed up to the end of the cruiserweight match.
Kalisto versus
Enzo.
Do you guys remember a time where everybody
like Denzo?
Everybody
like Denzo.
Loved Enzo. Everybody. They all did. We all did. We still kind of do, a little bit inside.
Not these days. Though.
Not these days, but there's that little bit where it's like, I remember the
when
very
Enzo
first
was cool.
time in September. Body of...
We're singing Earth, Wind, and Fire. Just tell the damn Cruiserweight match.
You love Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so Enzo's promo was so stupid.
Can you say this?
It wasn't as bad as his promo a couple weeks ago when they were in Manchester. Enzo died that night. The UK crowd buried him, and it was stupid. But he kept saying something about because on 205 Live this week he got his face shoved in a cake, and
he got his face shoved in the cake.
He got his face shoved in a cake.
Yeah,
and
what's funny?
Kalisto's the one that did it, and in Spanish after he did it, he was like, "The cake was from me." I'm just like.
Yeah. So how about the matches?
Yeah, the match. So, I'm sorry, the promo though. He kept talking about how he was gonna make beef stew out of Kalisto.
So some nonsense.
Even though when he saw Kalisto, all he saw was chicken. So the match. You know what? I gotta give Enzo credit. He came out shooting with this. He was hitting it hard. He was hitting hard with him. Drove him into the corner. Was getting hits, doing some holds. Nothing too technical, but being on 205 Live has benefited Enzo a bit because he actually has to try now in his matches. Kalisto had this dope ass sunset powerbomb from the top rope. But and there was this weird looking sideways slam where, you know how there's that spot in the back in the corner of the ring rope, so at the turnbuckle where they'll pull somebody but they'll hang on to the second rope and then they'll like land on their feet.
Something like that.
Yeah, well Enzo did this thing where he pulled Kalisto, but then he like turned it into a sidewalk slam. Whatever. Then some BS happened. He used his finisher on Kalisto and pinned him
the feet
and pinned him clean in the middle.
Yeah, so basically with my notes, I basically showed up late.
Yeah.
I put down Enzo to win, and then I put a little, like, weird word. I was supposed to say blah, but I put down blah. You guys, like, literally, like, come on. No one wants to watch an Enzo match.
No.
Not really.
Not really.
But sometimes you're just stuck. And then for some reason, Nigel McGuinness tried his darnest
to put Enzo over.
Yeah, as in I put in my notes, and the F. McGuinness. Seriously.
Because he said, there's only one word to describe Enzo, and I'll spell it out for you. CHAMP. Champ? And he just ended it awkward like that. It was so stupid.
Yep. That was bad. Now the next thing on the...
This wasn't even advertised. I don't believe this was advertised or built up on SmackDown. Could be wrong, but...
But next thing on the pre-show.
Then the super Canadian bros, Owens and Zayn.
I call them the wacky Canadians.
Yeah, a.k.a. those wacky Canadians versus Breezango. Great promo by Zayn and Kevin Owens, but that's par for the course.
Oh, no. See, I put down with me is like when the wacky Canadians were coming out... One, I put down Cat Dog because Kevin just looked angry and cereal and looked like someone pissed in his cereal.
Yeah.
And then, like, Sami Zayn was too stoked.
He was jumping all over. It's like he was stoked to be, like, relevant and a heel.
But yeah, no, they had a good promo, but it was nothing too special. Just the usual.
Owens just is continuously reminding everyone that he's a heel that can actually have actual boo, you're a heel heat. Because he's like, I want titles in this building. And everyone's like, yeah, they were about to say you deserve it. And he's like, those were my moments, not yours. You shut up. And I'm like, yes. Tell those smarks to eat it.
Yeah, no, so everybody loves
So Kevin. Zongo comes out, and I liked their promo. I thought it was funny. Cheese, but funny.
I put down, like, no lie, their promo kind of sucked. There was some funny bits. Like, there's some funny stuff, but really it was just kind of just, like, a little force. All right, and now the match.
The match, yeah, it was a quick start. Fandango surprisingly got some heat early on because he cleared the ring with drop kicks. Then there was and then they they did some dives and whatever. There was a lot. There was actually quite a bit of a back and forth. Quite a lot of rest holds. Zayn and Owens, they can get a good match out of anybody. And while Tyler Breeze and Fandango aren't bad wrestlers,
this match was just there.
This match was very much.
I literally just put down and said match. Basically, it was just a stock match. Just to fill up time. Kevin was doing his like normal in-ring shenanigans, basically that thing. Other than that, yeah, the heels just win. It was just like normal stock win, and Other than that, the match wasn't bad. I'll give it 3 stars. Just average.
Yeah, same here. I'd give it a 3.
And now it's time. The start of the pay-per-view.
The actual show, why we're all here. So I didn't know they would start with this. The first match they throw out is New Day and the Shield. And dude, there was some heat. It was hot. Everyone, I mean, there were a lot of matches people were stoked for. Oh, actually, I'm glad I got some time. I pulled something up on my phone because I wanted to read this. This is how bad the Smark hate for Reigns has gotten. Someone posted this somewhere.
Oh yeah, how to watch the match.
Yeah, attention all real wrestling fans. My name's Peter. I've come all the way from England. There's just some really funny bits in here, really quick. Like, during their entrance, you may cheer, as there are more good members on the Shield than bad. We want to support the talented ones. Rule number 2, when Seth or Dean are in the ring, chant, "This is wrestling." When Roman gets the tag, boo him so loud, and this is written in bold, he wants to die. When Roman's in the ring, turn your backs to the ring and don't make a sound. and this is the last one I'll say. If children are cheering for Roman Reigns, calmly explain to them why he is the least talented member of the Shield. And if they continue to cheer, tell nearby security guards their parents have threatened your life and get them kicked out.
Yep.
There's 13 bullet points on this, but those were the ones that were the funniest to me. The hate for Roman's ridiculous. I mean,
all right, so New Day versus
funny.
So basically, I put down in my notes, New Day, they came out, they did their promo.
Yeah.
I just said it was just kind of a stock promo.
It wasn't New Day's best promo. They were actually booed in this. The more people were on the Shield side.
And here's the thing, though, the crowd was pretty quiet.
I did maybe
even then when the Shield came out too. The pop, not much. The crowd was just ready, just kind of just chill and watch a match.
The heat picked up definitely near the end of the match, especially when all the crazy-ass near falls started happening. It was a lot of, course, back and forth in the beginning. And I've said this...
See, I like the first sequence. It just basically was there. Like, each member came, they did it.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
But other than that, see...
It started off with, I think, Ambrose
there was,
versus...
this stupid freaking slap that, Ambrose did.
Oh, God, yeah.
Dude, what are you trying to do? See, with, Rollins and, Roman, at least they
hit.
Oh, yeah, no, their hits, look stiff. They actually look good. But there was just a stupid slap.
Yeah, and
I also put down on my notes that I thought their shirts were pretty stupid.
Oh, the half Shield, half Raw?
Yeah. What are you doing, bros? What are you doing?
Do you know what that's called?
What are you doing?
That's called they're 3 of the top guys, and Vince will waste the money on them.
And just like me and the crowd, we still don't like Roman. As there was still suck chance.
It was mixed. It'd be fair to say it was mixed.
If you're the women and children, you're stoked for Roman.
There are guys that like Roman. I mean, I don't know if our friend Jake counts, but...
Oh, what? That's Bode Steel.
That's Bode
Steel. No. So basically, me and the crowd, we're going you still suck. Don't matter if you're in the Shield. Still suck.
There was this one cool part where Ambrose reversed this sliding kick, and Kofi Kingston went balls first into the ring post. That was funny. And then here's where all the crazy ass near falls started. There was at least 3 or 4 of them.
See, there was this. I actually have in my notes. There was this weird splash spot, the one where it's
the double one the New Day did on Ambrose.
Yeah, where
the double. I have that here.
Yeah, exactly when
double midnight hour.
Yeah, exactly when friggin' Xavier lifted up Biggie. Kofi hopped over Biggie, then Xavier dropped Biggie on top.
Yeah, there were a lot of botches during that sequence. They could not get synchronized.
Yeah, and you know what? That was just an awkward spot.
I'm just saying, Matthew's gonna play some 8-bit music over that. And
I can't wait for the Botchamania.
Wow. So my favorite near fall of the night had to be, and I think it was immediately after the double midnight hour. They have. I think Ambrose pinned, and
I can't remember. It was so
Kofi or Biggie standing guard. They count the 1, 2. Roman Reigns comes in, spears Biggie onto Ambrose and I believe Kofi, and that breaks up the pin. Right when I thought New Day had the match won. That was a really good spot. I like that near. That was creative.
Oh no, see in my notes I said that spear near fall was sloppy, but not bad. But here's the thing: it was forced. Biggie was so away. Roman just came out of it, just came in, did the spear, and once Roman engaged Biggie, they kind of had to move themselves over for the near fall.
Yeah, you know what? I've always said this about Biggie and Roman. They are really in control of their aerodynamics because Reigns moves pretty good and Biggie can move pretty good too. So they made it work. New Day Shield picks up the win by giving Xavier Woods a super triple power bomb off the top rope in the front right corner thing, and Shield picks up the win. Like, we kind of knew they would, but the match started off okay, was kind of whatever in the second bit, but the third act really picked up with all the crazy near falls. I gave it 3.5.
You gave it 3.5. You know, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. See, I kind of like put like 3.75 stars. Basically, it started off well. First sequence good. Second sequence just kind of there, as you said. It was like a stock, like it was just a normal like formulaic, like friggin' Shield match. And then in the end, they got creative with their spots, which then I was kind of like giving it, but I give it like a 3.5 stars.
You know, that's my thing with the Shield. I know every match and every tag team match especially has the routines, but I've always said this. Every Shield matches, Ambrose soaks up the damage, Rollins does his acrobatic stuff, and Reigns does the finishers and gets all the glory. I guess it's fitting that when he left, when the Shield broke up, he kept the Shield's theme song, because, you know, all of his matches used to end that way, with a spear or a power bomb or whatever with the Shield. So, I mean, the Shield's still a pretty good tag team, but yeah, this was a good match, though.
All right, on to the next segment.
The 5 women's.
Actually, no. It was all about where Stephanie's hanging out with the Raw women's team and whatnot. And you know what? I just put it down in my notes. Pretty silly segment. Like, literally,
Alexa Bliss's hat was 5 stars. Not Alexa Bliss. Alicia Fox's hat.
Botch.
Yeah.
You effed up. You effed up.
No, Alicia Fox's hat was 5 stars. I don't know what that was, but it was great.
Like, literally, for some reason, like, her hat, like, as the weeks went on, got more and more elaborate.
Yeah, and Asuka just looked stoked to be there.
Exactly.
It's like she knew she was going over tonight, which...
Alright, so start things off. As my notes, I have the first elimination. Becky Lynch was the first to be eliminated by some weak roll-up. I put it down as a good shock. It was like, okay.
This is just a personal preference. I don't mind roll-ups, but I look at it as this. She barely had any damage to her in a regular match. She would have kicked out of that at like 1. But for some reason in these matches, they always got to have that quick elim usually. And it's like kicks out. And it's like, you know, I'm a Becky Lynch fan, so I probably took it a little worse than I should have. But I just hate it when they do that anyway. The rest of the match wasn't too bad.
Bayley was the second to be eliminated. And then I put it down in my notes after when Bayley got eliminated. It did seem like that was the first sequence. It was all right. Pretty solid.
Then Nia Jax.
Oh, Tamina, Nia Jax.
Nia Jax was amazing.
See, I put down Tamina versus Nia was a little too silly. It was fun though, but oh god, I couldn't take it too. It was something you can't take serious,
dude. Nia,
you took it serious, believe me.
I couldn't take it seriously. Nia Jax, and I gotta say. Before, there was a point in there where Asuka got tagged in for 2 seconds, and all she did was kick, I think it was Carmella. She kicked Carmella in the corner, then tagged back out. Those are the most legit kicks on the show already. And, Nia Jax is in there. And
her and Tamina are doing their exchange.
She is so great. Like, she's funny. Because she's screaming, doing her stuff. She's got her hair pulled back. She looks like she's going like, you know, Valley-style parking lot fight. And then she does this awkward running cannonball on poor Tamina.
I remember that, yes.
Yeah.
It was like this awkward, just rolling cannonball.
She pulled it off, but, it was so slowly executed. And because you see Kevin Owens do it, he's like, wha-pa! It's a freaking...
Well, this was just like... Nia just tried.
She tried. She got eliminated via count-out, but...
She got eliminated by count-out, which I thought was kind of weak. I want some more Nia in the match. Oh, well.
Which is fun.
And then, like, after that, it was, like, weird, because I think it was a couple exchanges that were going on.
Yeah.
Basically, Alicia Fox and Naomi got eliminated in, like, matter of seconds together. It was weird. It was really wacky.
It really was.
And it kind of just happened. And then, like, at that point, it was like, I think at that point it was Sasha Banks and Asuka were, like, the last ones on the women's Raw team. I can't remember who was on SmackDown. I think it was basically... Well, do you remember?
Yeah, it was... the last people on the team were it was Asuka and Lana, and no, I'm kidding.
No.
Lana was out there.
Okay,
but
Lana
no.
took a silly spot, like took a silly bump, where like literally she got knocked off the ropes and her heels just flied miles away.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
Lana does Lana.
Hold on. I made sure to have the I have the match card right here. But the main takeaway for this was because Asuka went so damn over in this match.
Exactly. Well, we're still not over because then Asuka then eliminated Carmella, which she just basically killed Carmella.
Yeah.
Then it was Sasha Banks and Natty. They were doing their exchange, but then Sasha got eliminated by the sharpshooter. And then basically it was it was Natty and Tamina were left on the SmackDown Women's roster.
And then it was
just Asuka on Raw.
Asuka versus the World. And Asuka takes out Tamina with
a sick flying armbar,
yes,
as I put in my notes.
Which that's what it was. That's what exactly it was.
Yep.
Sick flying armbar. And then it turned Natalya.
And then it was just Asuka and Natty.
And then Asuka beats her by putting her in the Asuka lock, and Asuka
just kills Natty.
It was great. My future wife's, aka James's mom, was fantastic.
So yeah,
3.75.
You give it 3 points. I give it less. It was a good match, but dude, it was so sloppy.
Honestly, that I put that mainly because you could see here I wrote in all caps Asuka went over and really erratic, and I was just stoked for that. So that brought it up for me.
So yeah, basically Asuka being on the main roster and whatnot. This is actually one of the best actual Asuka moments it's been.
Yeah,
a good match, but it was very sloppy.
There were some sloppy bits.
You know what? I'm just going to give it 3.25 stars.
It's good enough.
Hey, it's still an average match. It could be worse.
Yeah. Speaking of matches that Dave Metzler thought were going to be worse. Wait, wasn't there a segment between this?
See, then next was Steph and Daniel Bryan in the back. They were just bickering amongst themselves. Basically, Daniel Bryan is telling about the Yes Movement, how he beat Triple H at WrestleMania, rubbing it in Stephanie's face. I just put down one word to describe the whole segment. They looked adorable. I know. Their bickering was just adorable.
Yeah.
And then next, the match that Metzler was going to hate.
His bathroom break. Baron Corbin versus Miz. I'm going to say this right now. I thought this match was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Same here.
There was some fairly good heat because Baron Corbin and Miz in their promos just went for the throat. And Baron Corbin made sure to taunt. Baron Corbin's a talented guy, but the guy's a bit of a douche, and he tends to mess up backstage, as I'm sure you've heard.
As I put in my notes, I literally put down, God, I hate Corbin. I really do. He's all right. But I put down in my notes, God, I hate Corbin. And then the next thing I put in my notes...
Baron knows how to be a heel, though. He was even making sure to taunt Miz's wife.
Oh, yeah. Which Maurice was in the crowd.
Yeah.
It was nice to see Maurice.
It was nice.
I think you kind of see a little belly bump, but she was hiding it well.
She was. She was wearing all black and everything.
Yeah, Maurice is a professional. Which then in my notes I put down, as Miz was coming out, with the Miz Taraj, I literally put down in my notes, in Stokeness, I put down Miz's best. And Miz's face.
I think Miz's face, he still has some heely moments. I wrote here, face and heel were unclear because there were more people on Miz's side, but Miz still played the cowardly heel a little bit.
Yeah, Miz used heel tactics, but come on. In my notes, as I put down, God, I hate Corbin. Believe me, I'm always down for some Axeman and Bo Dallas.
You know what? Baron didn't look half bad, and he was actually hitting it pretty hard, and he was selling.
See, I put down in my notes as the first sequence, just there. It kind of was there. But then there was a moment where, there was some good limb work with Miz as he was working Baron's leg and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then was doing the sharpshooter. But then as the match went on, God, Baron wasn't selling that leg worth shit. Literally, he just, it was he was selling it for, a good 5 minutes, but then it kind of just didn't matter, which literally is where's the psychology, bro?
Yeah, was this a Young Bucks match?
Exactly. But
where's the Metzler driver?
So basically, we got shenanigans with the Axeman and Bo Dallas, but then, Baron
Corbin punches Axeman right in his neck brace.
Yeah, so Baron Corbin basically gets the win, but here's the thing. That match that we thought would be the worst match was actually a lot better than I thought.
And then he cut that funny little promo.
Oh, God, that was a rough promo.
Miz always does that thing where it's when my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. And Baron Corbin, because they have to raise his hand and stuff, he was my hand went up and your mouth went shut. It's it was so stupid, but it was kind of cool. Though.
Yeah, but the match quality itself, I gave it 3.25 stars.
I actually only gave it 3 because I thought this match was going to be a 2, honestly.
We all thought that too, but you know what? They just had solid back and forth exchange.
Next is
The next segment was
You
was
don't know
Heyman.
with the segments.
Oh yeah, no, I put down the segment as it was Heyman doing a promo with God, who's that from?
Charlie.
Yeah, with Charlie, and basically
She's adorable too.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, Heyman was doing Heyman. He was doing his over. He was like over. I know he was just being over eccentric, and you know what? I just put down in my notes. Heyman is best.
Heyman is best. The Heyman hustle for life.
And then next is the tag match between the Bar and the Usos.
The Bar.
The Bar.
So Sheamus's hair actually looks stupid.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
What were those frosted tips at the front, at the top of his fucking head?
Sheamus just want to do something different. So yeah, basically,
Lord.
yeah, they come out. Bar does their thing. Then the Usos come out. They cut their usual Uso promo.
We're the Uben Earth Usos.
Yeah, there's some, and welcome to the Uso Penitentiary. I basically put down in my notes. Pretty bland promo.
There was some good back and forth. You know, I know it's been said a million times. The Usos are a really good tag team. They just know each other perfectly. They flow like water. But the Bar is great because Sheamus and Cesaro are two of the hardest hitters in that company, besides Save, probably Nakamura. But, man, you know, they hit hard and they're coordinated. People give Sheamus a lot of shit because he's injured quite a few people and knocked Jeff Hardy's tooth out. But, I think you know, they hit hard. I thought the start was a little slow.
I just put down as average. It just was just a normal how like you would suspect between the two. There was like a sick counter dive that I thought that wasn't bad.
Yes.
And then there was the Bar. Then basically during the mid sequence, the match start average, actually pretty good pace. But then it slows down as the Bar was just basically, you know, just working the Usos.
Yeah.
Kind of like just a normal match and whatnot.
Then there were all the near falls at the end that you'd expect.
Well, here's
from
the thing. There was that like one white noise spot where Sheamus had one of the Usos. I can't remember which one. I'm sorry.
The one with the J.
Yeah, the one.
The one in the middle.
Exactly. Basically, he had him in the white noise, and then Cesaro hopped off the middle rope, and they did a cool white noise spot. There was a powerbomb near fall, which I thought was pretty solid. And then, like, the ending tag spot where, like, basically, where one of the Usos basically was diving out of the ring to go catch Cesaro, that tagged in his brother, which then, they were setting up because they were going to set up for the splash and whatnot, and then one, like, dived out of the ring to, like, hold off Cesaro, and then the other one basically did the splash and got the win. Basically, the final sequence in the match was solid. Basically, they had, like, a lot of clever spots, and basically you felt it. Other than that, most of the match prior was pretty average. I gave it 3.75 stars.
I gave it 3.25 just because that slow beginning really kind of dragged on for me. The second half was good, but I didn't think it was as good as the Shield A New Day match.
Yeah, that was better. Yeah. And then next was
keep in mind, Roman Reigns was always going to bring down your score.
Exactly. And then next is the Jason Jordan segment, which literally the crowd...
That meant nothing. I thought that would play a part later, but it meant nothing. Like, it was just there.
He kind of just showed up. The crowd hates him. And
the crowd hates him.
Like, literally, and you can see in his face, he is not stoked.
That poor bastard. He's a talented son gun, you know, but... Oh, he got saddled with this dumb angle. He got saddled with this dumb angle, and it's killing him. I mean, I feel like he can bounce back, but it's not doing him any favors.
Yep. And then the next match is Charlotte versus Alexa Bliss.
I fell in love again with that. I re-fell in love with Alexa Bliss after this match because I realized something. I don't think I can take Alexa Bliss seriously.
Oh,
She's too adorable. The entire match, me, James, and my buddy Thomas, we were just laughing just about, not because of her wrestling ability, just because she has like that WCW heel pouty face on like 24/7. She's so short because Charlotte's a tall lady. She's a tall drink of water.
Compared to like Alexa Bliss, she's tall.
Well, Alexa Bliss is shorter than me. She's like 5'4", 5.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So basically, how I have the match so far, basically, out of all the matches, basically this one started a little slow, kind of just like some awkward exchanges and whatnot.
There was this weird arm drag Alexa Bliss did to Charlotte outside the ring. She was on the ground and Charlotte was on the apron, and she was like holding on to the ring ropes. Charlotte was as she yanked her, and it looked like you could. And when they did it in slow motion, like she didn't dislocate her shoulder, no, but you could see it just kind of like. Just get yanked down real suddenly, but that looked kind of weird to me. There weren't like any insane spots in the match either.
Yeah, so basically match started off a little slow, and then into my notes, because there was some silliness going on, I literally put down, God, I can't take this match seriously.
I put down Alexa is trying.
And then there was then Charlotte did some crazy oversell where she literally hopped.
Oh, God.
Like so far for like a minimal move. Then there was that monkey flip counter.
The monkey flip
Where
counter.
where Alexa Bliss tried to go for a monkey flip, but
Didn't
it looked
work.
awkward, but then like
Because she's so short.
Then like Alexa Bliss like hopped to do like a front naked choke, which she like first like was like doing her like little like crazy chick like start like wailing her arms, and then actually got the front naked choke in, which then like at some point she put in another monkey flip. Then I remember at one moment like during the match when they like were there was a little bit more subtlety, Charlotte comes out of nowhere with a natural selection, and I put down that was sick. And then for some reason some more silliness went on. And I put down, God, I can't take this match serious. For some reason, I couldn't eat. And then basically, around the end of the match, Alexa Bliss was trying to go for her dive finisher.
Yeah.
Basically, Charlotte puts up the knees.
Charlotte got the knees up.
Gets the counter, puts in the figure 8, and then got the win.
Yeah, Alexa tapped right in the middle. Decent match. I gave it a 3.
Same here. I put down the match was fun.
Match was fun.
But it was too dang silly.
Yeah, it wasn't a Yano match, but it was funny.
Yeah, no. One of the like worst moments was like when friggin' like Alexa Bliss had like a rest hold on her, where like literally she's trying to like put use her elbow to like work like Charlotte's side.
Oh my God, yeah.
Seriously, with Charlotte's face expression, it looked like she was getting tickled by Alexa Bliss.
And then when she tried to like drive her elbow into her, it didn't like she was going bam, 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 bam. It looked like she was just kind of like
bam, bam.
It looked like she was just kind of going like like she was just trying to like find new ways to tickle her or something. It was funny.
Yep. And then next is the match of the night of Brock Lesnar.
Your AKA Brick Laser.
No, in my notes I wrote him as Bork just to be real easy.
Bjork.
Yeah, Bjork Laser or Brock Lesnar versus the phenomenal one,
AJ Styles. I just wrote him down in here as P1.
So basically,
there was some heat, like something fierce for this match.
Yes, the crowd was standing tall. Basically, you had the usual Heyman announcing and whatnot too, putting AJ a little bit over, but definitely going for Brock. It's just basically the normal announcing shenanigans. The crowd was on fire. Started the match. Basically, Brock was just killing
Whooped
AJ.
AJ's ass for a solid 5 minutes.
For the first sequence,
AJ had some minor comebacks, but Brock just kept giving it to him. But the turning point was when AJ got a random flying forearm.
Well, here's
off
the
on
thing.
him.
Basically, like the start of it, as I put down in my notes, Bork was killing.
Yeah.
And like as like minutes went on, I put down Bork is still killing. Then
he
like
was
once
doing
like
new moves.
no, then yeah, I know. Actually, I know Brock was actually doing more than his 3 moves.
Yeah.
There was one point when they were going outside, and I saw Carlos's face from the Spanish announce table.
Oh my God, he was chilling.
Like literally, his buddy announcer was basically like just like talking up a storm, and you just look at Carlos' face. And he's just subtle.
Yeah, he's just chilling. Meanwhile, his homie, he's got his arms flailing in the air. It's like, Dios mío, Brock Lesnar es un monstruo. It was funny.
Then, as I put down, Carlos was chilling really hard.
And I just need to say, AJ looked great in this match. Yep. This is probably the best anyone's looked against Brock Lesnar this year, except for Goldberg.
So basically, Brock looked like he was having fun.
Yeah, he actually looked like he wanted to be there.
And then, like, the point where, like, AJ first did some, like, started getting some hits in, but then Brock was able to, like, overpower it real quick. Brock was then went to do a flying knee to AJ in the corner. AJ dodged. Brock hit his knee on the ring post, and then, like, AJ started, like, working Brock's leg. Brock was selling the leg was selling it like a champ. There was, AJ tried to do his one, like, moonsault / like, reverse DDT move, but Brock, like, caught him. They did a little counter. It was kind of a little bit of botchiness right there. Yeah. So exciting, though. Sloppy, but, like, definitely fun. Then there was, like, that weird, like, turnbuckle thing where AJ was trying to, like, do something, but Brock just kind of just threw him off.
He
just an awkward kill.
Yeah.
But then, basically, then AJ was able to get a cat. No, actually, no. I put down, Bork was selling leg. AJ then started, like, was able to, like, attack the legs. Then Bork was on the ground, which then AJ in succession was able to do a lion salt, moonsault, and then do a 450 splash. Obviously, Brock kicked out of the near fall, as I recall. Then, AJ put, Brock in the calf crusher, and I swear to God, out of all the submission moves I have seen all tonight, Brock was selling...
Yeah.
I literally put down in my notes, Bork selling the calf crusher like a champ.
Like a freaking
champ. Literally, out of any, the submission moves I've seen all night, there's been a lot of lazy selling. That was not with Brock.
No, his eyes were wide, he was sweating, He was red, he was screaming. So, he wanted to wrestle AJ Styles tonight.
Basically, yeah. And, AJ had the calf crusher on Brock in the middle of the ring, but then Brock grabbed AJ, started smashing his head against the mat. Basically, I put down as a Bureau escape.
Badass.
And then basically, AJ was able to then set up to do a phenomenal forearm, which he was able to execute. And then it was one kick out and whatnot. But then, AJ went to go, execute another phenomenal forearm. Basically was able to take off the elbow pad. Brock catches AJ and then basically does one F5 and scores the win. I basically put down in my notes, this was best match of the night. The storytelling was on point.
Yes.
AJ's spots were definitely makes the match exciting, and he was selling all of Brock's or Bork's brutality really well. I gave the match, but my only thing is that basically it was the typical Brock ending and whatnot too.
Yeah, just a sudden F5 out of nowhere counter.
Yep, all of Brock's ending where Brock can take a quick finisher abuse. But he just needs one F5 and it's done.
And
from AJ Styles, who literally, earlier this year, how many AAs did he take from Super Cena?
It took 3 or 4 to put him down at that Royal Rumble.
Yes. Obviously, these days, AAs don't mean shit. But...
everyone always complains about Super Cena. He arguably has the weakest finisher. Even a regular match on Raw, he needs at least 2 or 3 now.
Yeah, no, but basically, you think, especially, bringing AJ Styles kicking out of an Avalanche AA, you'd think he could kick out a 1, F5, but no.
But if Brock Lesnar if Braun Strowman can't even kick out of 1 goddamn F5.
Yeah, so basically, same Brock ending that's been, all year. And other than, solid storytelling, AJ spots were on point. I gave the match 4.25 stars.
That's actually exactly what I gave it. It was a best match of the night. It was
best
great.
match of the night, just no death in the ending.
Yeah.
Could be better.
Could have been better. Then the 5-on-5. Okay.
Yep.
Obviously, the heat for this was insane. But the entrances took forever.
No. What I put down as first thing was, God, this video package is long. Because first they did, the whole, Under Siege thing. And then they start introducing the video package on who's on each team, and I'm literally sitting there, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Because they're already
get the guys out already.
Yeah, you know what it is? Yeah, man, that's my thing. It's they're already going to walk out. You're going to hear all their songs. But yeah, after the video package, it's just like you said, they have a second video package where they introduce everybody, and it's that was unnecessary. I mean, it kind of was a big match because no one really knew where they were going after this.
But no, Kurt Angle's the first one to come out. That's all I have in my notes. Because literally
much freedom.
Literally when Angle came out, literally his whole ring attire, I put down Angle. So much freedom. Angle, if there was one word to describe Angle's attire tonight, it is freedom.
There was so much blue, so many stars.
Yep, freedom. And then when everyone, basically all the Raw guys came out. Triple H came out, did his thing with his seizure-inducing live show,
his
strobe lights and whatnot.
Pink Floyd lights on crack.
I know exactly, but no, the real best moment of all the whole entrance, Triple H and Finn Balor. Too sweet each other. It was subtle. It was off.
It was right on. It was right when the camera was on them. Triple H walks right by Finn Balor,
and they do it too sweet.
And Triple H gives it to him. He doesn't even really look at him. He gives him a passing glance, and Balor's and Triple H just goes huh, oh yeah, but he does the full thing.
I know,
we watched this entire 5-hour show. That's what we marked out about the most.
Yeah, because believe me. The Bullet Club fraternity goes on beyond times.
Yeah.
Even goes on to the Click. 2 sweets for days.
Do you really want to see Billy Gunn and Road Dogg inducted into the Bullet Club?
No. Well,
What if they offer Chris Jericho a spot?
actually, no. Well, Billy Gunn was part of like the crappy like Bullet Club Hunter faction in New Japan.
Oh God, you're right.
Yeah, he was. But
I'm
even
glad that's not around
But yeah,
anymore.
no, that Too Sweet moment was best.
You know what the best entrance though was out of all 10 of these guys?
What?
John Cena.
Oh yeah, and it's like extremely
So much green. Oh my God.
like literally. I know he's there to push more shirts, but holy hell, his shirt was so green. He even then went up to go say what's up to Booker.
Yeah, he just walks over, gives Booker a little handshake, and then walks back in. Dude,
Like Cena was not taking this match serious at all. He just was there.
Can I read you everything? Because I was so invested in this match. This is everything I have in my notes.
I'm trying to remember if there's one more little nonsense. Oh yeah, out of everyone on like the Team SmackDown who was all wearing SmackDown shirts to show their team, Cena just showed up in his own merch
With his giant green T-shirt.
Yes,
those wristbands were bright too.
Like you don't understand. This green was so
bright. It was insane, dude.
Like no, and then like in his like little like video like thing on top when he does the entrance, it like obviously the shirt it looks like Cena's is like he's doing like a
he's doing a deadlift.
No, he's not doing a deadlift. He's doing a snatch. He's doing a snatch clean.
Yeah.
But it looked like he's like holding pom-poms.
Giant pom-poms.
Exactly. His new shirt looks like he was wearing pom-poms, and I had to take a second look, which I was going like, is Cena wearing pom-poms in the damn thing? And they're like, oh, wait, nope, those are weights.
I mean...
I will believe they're pom-poms, though.
I mean, if anyone could put over the Spirit Squad, even 10 years later. So this is everything I had in my match, in my notes, because I was so invested I couldn't take my eyes off the screen for most of it until the ending, which we'll get to. But I have Insane Heat, Shinsuke versus Balor is best wrestling, Shinsuke Triple H.
Same here. See, I put down, like, I don't know which order.
Shinsuke looked amazing, and this is my last note.
No,
Cena does nothing.
Exactly.
He did nothing for 95% of the time he was in the match. I love John Cena. I respect the man. I like his career and everything. He did nothing in this match for most of it, but he still managed to be great somehow.
So basically, yeah, I put down in my notes, since I think I'm a little bit more detailed, I think Braun started
in this
off,
match you are, yeah.
Yes, Braun started off the match.
Yeah.
I think it was like him and Shane and Braun, or
yeah,
Braun
Shane attacks him from behind, and Braun's like, "Oh, you saw him!" He literally throws Shane McMahon, and then I forget who tags in, but Triple H and all the other guys are just straight up laughing at Shane like a big bunch of bullies, and Shane's got this shocked look on his face, like, "What happened? What happened?"
So basically, yeah, Braun kills. Then I think Joe was somewhere in the like. Yeah, Joe was then part of the next exchange. Was pretty solid. He was working with someone. I think it was Shinsuke. Maybe it was.
Yeah, I think.
I can't remember.
I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember too much. It was a long match.
Might have been Orton.
Yeah, where Samoa Joe had like a exchange, which was pretty solid. Then Finn Balor and Shinsuke, which they were excited.
Oh!
Yeah, no, they were like, they basically, as I put down in my notes, the NJPW bros, very tasty exchange.
That was good.
Basically, yeah, they had the most solid exchange to start off the match. Then, like, yeah, when they were doing their thing, the camera starts panning the Triple H. He looks like he's salivating, wanting to get in the ring.
Yeah, he was hungry.
And then basically... So yeah, and then next was Shinsuke and Triple H.
I was so stoked. I thought Triple H could have looked a little better to get him, but he got one up on Triple H later.
I don't know, it was just typical Triple H. He just came in, did his slow, did his hits and whatnot. But basically, for the first part, Shinsuke was very eccentric. Best I've seen of Shinsuke in a long time.
Yeah, he was hitting hard.
He was very solid, working against a lot of people, basically doing all the exchange. But then Braun came out, and then Braun just eliminated Shinsuke. Next, then it was Braun. No. I remember the match. Yeah, no. It was first Triple H having an exchange with Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Then he had an exchange with Bobby
Roode.
But then Shinsuke came back in, was working everyone. Then Braun eliminated Shinsuke.
Then
Braun just straight up murdered Bobby Roode.
Yeah, he ended Bobby Roode.
Triple H and Kurt Angle are like kind of like bickering amongst themselves because yes, as I remember, Braun and Samoa Joe started arguing.
Yeah.
Angle tried to break it up, and then like Triple H came in and break it up, and then like him and like Kurt Angle were arguing. But then basically all of the SmackDown team, even the people that got eliminated, all teamed up on Braun and threw him through a table. And then then the match just kind of was going on, just so a couple exchanges, and then for my next notes, I put down AA for days. Yeah, because then John Cena and Samoa Joe are having an exchange.
He AA's Samoa Joe, then AA's Finn Balor, who gets in. Samoa Joe gets up. And Cena AA's Samoa Joe and pins him.
Yep. So Joe is then eliminated. And then
Kurt Angle, was the most Cena did the whole night.
And then basically Kurt Angle then comes in, and I put down in my notes. And then I can tell you right now, I love Kurt Angle. He was one of my first favorite wrestlers. I have much mad respect for him, and I love his older matches. But holy hell, in this match, I put down God. Angle looks old against Cena. Angle's got his moves, but it's just not like the golden days of Angle.
I was giving you a hard time about it, but it was impossible not to see.
Yeah,
like I tried to say it. I tried to be like, because I was serious. I was like, he dusted the rust off of TLC. Now he's back, but I don't know. Maybe he did that on purpose. Maybe he wanted to look this slow on purpose.
I just say it as with this match, as his exchange with Cena, which were all good. Cena does 5 moves of dooms and whatnot.
Yeah.
But as I said, God, Angle looks old against Cena, which then I think if I'm not mistaken, he then eliminated Cena. And then the next thing was Randy Orton then eliminated Balor with an RKO out of nowhere. And then basically the wacky Canadians of Sami Zayn and
Kevin freaking Owens come out and attack Shane for no reason. Well, okay, storyline-wise, they're still pissed at him because they felt they should have been on Team SmackDown. But other than that, no reason.
No reason?
And then, you heard me.
No reason.
And then Orton RKOs him, but
no
Orton RKOs...
no reason.
Orton RKOs Kevin Steen.
Kevin Steen. Kill Steen kill.
Kill Steen kill. And then he gets killed by, who was it? I think it was Strowman or...
for some reason, I just put down in my notes, I'm wacky Canadians, because they came out and started beating up on Shane. I put down then then basically then Triple H then got the next elimination. I think it was on Randy Orton. Yeah. And I put down Steph's assassin, because the cerebral assassin.
Yeah.
Then I put down the King of the Ring revival, because literally the exchange between Shane McMahon and Kurt Angle was literally the first sequence between them at King of the Ring 2001.
It was the same spot. It was the same spots.
Same exact sequence, same exact moves, except Angle just looks old. Angle didn't look bad. He had his freedom gear, but other than that, his wrestling, he looks like he's aged.
So then
next thing,
this is where it gets whack. This is where it gets even wackier.
Because then Triple H doesn't like Kurt Angle. Yeah, Shane McMahon's the last person on SmackDown Live. Triple H and Angle start bickering because Kurt Angle was having an ankle lock on Shane and looked like Angle was trying to break Shane's ankle, like the typical Kurt Angle thing.
Yeah.
But then Triple H comes in, interferes, stops Angle, literally pedigrees him, and then basically puts Shane over Kurt Angle, and then basically have Shane eliminate Kurt Angle.
And then
Braun Strowman is then sitting there.
He's confused as shit. And
literally the whole crowd, not just Braun, not just us, the whole crowd in that stadium were going quiet in silence and going, what is going on? This isn't really cool.
This is weird. It was weird too. And Triple H is staring Strowman down. He's like,
they look like they're about to team up on Strowman, but then Triple H pedigrees Shane and wins him for the 1, 2, 3, and then Rob wins the match.
And so,
then I put down in my notes when that happened. No, I really Risey got rid of the Angle when I put down God. This is stupid. And then the crowd agrees with me. But then when Triple H got rid of Shane, I put down Triple H plays the game, because that's what everyone was saying.
Yep.
But then
he tries to soothe Braun Strowman. He's doing that Triple H thing where he's like, come on. He's raising his hand and stuff. And Braun just looks like he just kicked his dog. He's just looking at him just disbelief and stuff. And he's getting more and more pissed. So then Triple H turns back around and Braun Strowman grabs Triple H by the neck, and
Triple H is selling this like a champ.
It was amazing. Hey, this is Braun Strowman.
Starts slobbering all over his beard and yells.
He was dripping beard. He says,
"Dripping beard." Salivating on his beard.
If you ever cross me again, you will never play this game again. He said something like that.
Something in those lines.
And then let go of him. Then he lets go of him. Triple H then comes up behind him, tries to pedigree him. Braun Strowman gives him
a running power slam.
The running power slam. The crowd pops. He does it again. The crowd pops.
Yeah, I know. Triple H comes up real quick, like he sold like nothing.
Yeah, he knows sold
like
it.
an awkward fashion, but he was there. Basically, Braun gave him another running power slam, and then basically Braun ripped the shirt, and then Braun was over. And then that was the end of the night. As I put down in my notes, Braun is best.
Braun is best.
I gave that last match 4 stars.
I wanted to give it 4 stars, but that ending sequence was just a little too... Like, I'm glad it put Braun over. I just gave it 3.75.
Yeah, so basically right there. Well, that's it.
So, like, was the whole point of Survivor Series to put over Braun? Because they kept changing their plans. Metzler was having a freaking aneurysm trying to figure out...
we all were. Seriously, we all were. Like, what was this booking?
What was it? It was insane, dude.
Like, everyone who has the internet has saw the original plans, which I'm like, those were fine. But for some reason... For WWE,
for some reason,
and I guess it helps to keep themselves interesting at this moment, especially since it's a little slow season.
Yeah,
this was some of the most random booking out of nowhere. Because Triple H comes back, which we saw him on the tour, kind of doing this thing. So I guess he was coming back.
And who isn't stoked to see Triple H?
Yeah, come on, it's Triple H.
It's Triple H.
Everyone's favorite.
Everyone wants that hot pink salmon shirt.
Oh god, yes. Yeah, I know. Everyone's favorite NXT dad.
Yep.
As he looked like a total dad in
this
match.
He looks like a dad. Yep. He really does.
Him and his dad beard. And then John Cena comes back.
So it looks like a pretty high-profile match.
Yeah, you think. But literally it kind of was just like...
It was whatever. The match was just there, really.
It was fun, though. It
was a good match.
It was a fun match. There was a good, solid exchange. It was never a boring moment. Just that stupid segment in the end. But other than that, yeah.
I thought Bobby Roode could have had a bit more presence, but, I mean, he did get that little bit to square off against Triple H, so...
Obviously, this match was actually a lot shorter than last year's Survivor Series.
God, that went on for, an hour?
Close to it. I think it was like 56 minutes.
Which is... That's way too goddamn long.
Sorry if you can't handle hour-long matches.
No, I like... I know where you're going with that, you bastard. No, I like long matches, and I like long WWE matches. It's just that WWE long matches can be a little... But yeah, no, so, so that was the show. Overall, I mean, it was solid.
It was a solid show.
I feel like
it was a lot better than you thought it would be. And it wasn't like a super spectacular show, but there's literally been way more worse shows in the year. Punjabi Prison.
House of Horrors.
We didn't have to see Jinder Mahal face Brock. As much as we would love to see him get murdered.
That was another thing. I thought Jinder Mahal would somehow screw over the team because he had that little video vignette. Nope. But he didn't play a part. Same thing with Jason Jordan. I thought the 3 of us were thinking for sure they were going to play a part. But they didn't. Nope. It was all for nothing. It was to swerve us. I'm telling you, we're convinced Vince Russo is back in this company.
He's convinced. I think WWE is just being stupid right now. But... I guess all this eccentric booking has helped keep them interesting.
You have to remember.
Since nothing's solid, everyone's getting sick, and everyone's disappearing.
And they keep cutting anyone that's been injured, or they keep asking for the release. Austin Aries, Neville, may you rest in peace.
No, Neville's supposedly still with the company. He might be making a return.
I mean, good for him, but God, he must have been pissed.
Oh, God, who wants to work with Enzo?
But, man, I mean, it's not like... I mean, WWE has to keep interesting, but it's not like they couldn't just... let their wrestlers have interesting matches. They gotta have weird storyline shit. And that's coming from me, and I'm the first one to defend the EU when it comes to their stuff. And look, I don't like comparing them to New Japan at all, because I don't even think it's fair.
They're not comparable. Ha! Ha ha!
Fucking bastard. You know what I mean. But yeah, it's like... And, discounting whatever the quality may or may not be for how better New Japan may or may not be as far as wrestling's concerned. It's just let your wrestlers have good matches. You don't have to do all this weird story stuff. I know Metzler and them complain about how, they have, the weird nicknames and talk weird. I like all that. Just let your wrestlers tell good stories.
As I say, I know. WWE's booking's whack right now, but so far they've set the seeds for WrestleMania. The next, don't know what the next WWE show is.
It's a Clash of Champions. It's December, 12th or something.
All right, so basically that will be the next. I was feeling that will be the next podcast.
Probably. And we'll have more fun Toxic Wizard bullshit.
We'll have fun more Toxic Wizard nonsense. If you want to hear more of our like tales of crustiness, basically with Toxic Wizard right now, I have a feeling we'll be taking a step back. If we do shows, most likely we've been invited by someone.
Yeah.
Other than that, we'll just start writing, getting like some quick songs together, and we'll put a split out with whatever band we find.
And if you like hearing a 20-year-old rage like an autist at Overwatch, you should check out the games, the gaming videos on Triple Threat Gaming. There's only Overwatch right now, but we're eventually going to have full Let's Plays of other actual like story mode games. But we've all got schedules and lives, and everyone works. Well, oh shit, sorry.
It's all good. So basically,
So
to review the show, this was a good show. It was better than the average WWE show.
All right, let's go to the mailbag here.
And then basically, I will say, who do you think was the geek of this evening?
The geek of the evening?
Well, who was the geek?
If it's not Enzo Amore.
Oh, no. It's either Alexa Bliss or Jason Jordan.
Jason Jordan.
Jordan.
I feel bad for the kid.
But God,
he's a geek. He's such a freaking geek.
Such a geek. He
that poor kid. I'm surprised. I mean, if people still want to try to pretend that, that Barry Wyatt was Husky Harris at one point, no one's ever going to let Jason Jordan live this shit down, even though it's all, I don't want to say all Vince's fault, but it's all creative's fault. Goddamn Kevin Dunn. But yeah, so that was the Triple Threat Gaming podcast review Survivor Series 2017. Thanks for tuning in, and we will talk to you again after a while.